Mustang, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about GT Sport. Sorry for being a little late, I've been busy lately. But this is going to be the goods and bads about GT Sport. Because it's the end of the console generation, end of the game generation, basically. Because just last weekend, they announced the PS5 and Gran Turismo 7, you know, stuff like that. But there's a lot of the goods and bads that came with GT Sport. Not everything's bad, because everybody goes, oh, they didn't add enough cars, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. All the goods outweigh the bads. Like, yes, there wasn't as many cars as there were in the past games, because I played Gran Turismo 1, Gran Turismo 2, Gran Turismo 3, I played all of them. Except for the ones like the Tokyo... Pretty much I didn't play the special edition ones. I only played the main ones that actually came out all over the world. But there's lots of goods and bads about it, but there's mainly goods about GT Sport. GT Sport, there was less copying and pasting, because I'm getting onto the goods right now. There was less copying and pasting, in fact none, and you can't count the Supra, because the Supra was basically copy and paste when they added the 2021 RZ Supra. That car was basically a copy and paste, because that's what it was just another Supra. And after that, the physics, they improved the physics largely. I mean, this is a great improvement compared to Gran Turismo 6. I mean, Gran Turismo 6 is great, but these physics are awesome. Almost every car has interior, except for some of the visuals and some of the concepts. Second is customization. Yes, there's not much customization, not body kits and all that like there was in GT6, but there's the livery maker / editor, which is the best by far. I think it's one of the best ones out there. Then there's the decal share, where people can share decals, which can help you make liveries. And of course, then there's the mileage point system, where you can collect wheels and poses for your character and stuff like that. And you can customize your suits any way you want, your racing suit. And a lot of people only point out the bad in video games. That's one thing I hate, is they always point out the bad. I don't get why they do that. And next I'm going to point out the bads. The bads were, of course, less cars, as I say. No body kits or wings. Oh well, kind of not too much of a big deal. Less tracks. Now that was one part I was expecting. Apricot Hill, and especially after seeing the trailer of GT Sport when they first revealed it, saying that we first met Apricot Hill. I thought for sure Apricot Hill was going to be in the game, but for some reason they decided not to add it. And yeah, there's less tracks and all that, but at the end of the day, the game was a great game. It was a nice refresh for the GT series. Because if you look at it, if they didn't do this and they went with the original path that they were going after GT6, it would have been a lot like GT6. The cars wouldn't have very much interiors. The graphics probably would not have been as good as GT Sport, because that was another thing that was good, is the graphics build. I mean, look how great this game looks. There's barely any games that look that good out there, even today, and GT7 is going to even look better. And then, I mean, I just hate when people point out the bads in the game, because sometimes, even though they do a reboot, you need to look at the goods that come out of the reboot. And this reboot was good. And I heard there's rumors flying around that Forza Motorsport 8 is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a reboot of the Forza Motorsport series. And if it is, and that's like that's a big if, then most likely they probably see how well GT Sports did. Also, one of the goods I forgot to mention was the game was more competitive, because this game's a lot more competitive than the older ones, and it got them into esports. The bad was the penalty system. I heard a lot of people complain about the penalty system. I don't blame them. I tried it once. Their penalty system sucks, but otherwise, the game is dang great. And I'm hoping Gran Turismo 7 is going to be better. I mean, that's all I can say, is Gran Turismo 7 is going to have to be better. And I think it's going to be better after a reboot, because every game series needs a reboot. Because usually a reboot just refreshes and just retrains their train of thought of where they want to go next with the series. So, in my point of view, GT Sport is damn good when it comes to that, because when they did that reboot, they just plugged into what their players wanted and just re-fed their train of thought and thought less copy and pasting, better handling, better graphics, and finally a livery editor system, because that's something I've been waiting for Gran Turismo to get for years. But that's all I really had for today. I'm gonna have a link to the GT7 on bill in the description, and also the PS5 reveal, because the PS5 was also revealed also last weekend. That's all I really have for today's video, and I'll see you guys later in the next video. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. I'm gonna have a link to a Amino called Racing Game Amino. They just started, and they are awesome. They focus on any racing game, no matter if you play Forza, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, basically anything that's considered racing, they pay attention to. But I'll see you guys later in the next video.